It's time to talk about various factors which may influence second language learning motivation, especially when second language is English language. There could be multiple factors. I'll mention only few. In the beginning, I'll talk about attitudinal factors, and among them, cultural interest is an important factor which has been investigated in various parts of the world. And it has been an important component of L2 motivation theory, which was developed by Gardner and his followers. And it is still a very pertinent factor to investigate second language motivation in most of EFL and ESL contexts. Cultural interest involves a student's interest in the culture of the native speakers of the language they are learning. For example, in case of English, the culture of English-speaking countries where English is spoken as a native language, for example, America, Great Britain, Australia, and there could be few more. And this involves, as I said earlier, interest in the cultural attributes of second language community. It's not necessary that all the time second language learners have a direct access to the culture of native speaker in order to like or dislike it. Sometimes people might have an indirect access to the culture of native speakers through media, through books, or the literature they read. And all these factors make them or provide them enough material to make a substantial opinion about their liking or disliking of second language native speakers' culture. And we see that those people or those learners who have a genuine cultural interest in second language learners speakers' culture, they may learn language more quickly as compared to other. Similarly, there is another factor, that is attitude towards second language community, and this is about the sociolinguistic vitality of the community to which the second or the target language belongs to. Recently, we have seen that the native speakers of English language has formulated the developed world in the contemporary overall world. So therefore, the ethno-linguistic vitality of English language has been an important factor in promoting this language throughout the world, and people who are learning it throughout the world have been impressed by the ethno-linguistic vitality of this language and the community which speaks it as a native language. We also have another similar factor, integrativeness, which was central to Gardnerian philosophy or theory of motivation. And this believes that some people might not only would like to like the native speaking community and their culture, but they would like to be similar to them, not only following their culture, but also would like to adopt their culture in order to become similar to them. We have seen that there has been factors which come to us through L2 motivation theory and its recent developments, that this factor may not be important in the contemporary world because many people who are learning English in various ESL or EFL contexts may not be interested in the culture of native speakers. Rather, English has become an important part of their own communities. So therefore, they find good reasons to learn language within their own communities instead of developing a desire to become similar to the native speakers of English language. Moving forward, we have an important factor, instrumentality, which is actually based on the utilitarian gains related to the learning of a second language. For example, what kind of financial or social benefits we could get by learning a second language that makes our instrumental motivation. This could be promotive or preventional in nature. Promotive, if we aspire to get some good gains and we are actually motivated towards them, so that would be promotive aspect of this instrumentality. But if we are afraid of losing some instrumental gain in future because of not learning English language, that would be the preventive side of instrumentality. For example, we might be afraid of losing a good job, losing a promotion in the job, or losing a good degree, or not getting a degree because of lack of knowledge in English language. So that would be the preventive aspect of second language motivation. So both these aspects have been found very important in various second language learning contexts. International posture is yet another factor. It focuses on students' reasons for learning a second language because of their interest in international affairs and their readiness to get together with people from different communities, exchanging their thoughts with them, and showing some concerns for international affairs or international developments in various sectors, for example, entertainment or current affairs. So those who have good interest in international affairs in the contemporary world, they would more likely to learn English language. This has been observed recently in various contexts, including Japan and Pakistan. Let's move on to some socio-contextual factors, motivational factors behind learning English language. National interest, which has been found an important factor in some societies which are collective in nature. One of my studies, which was published in 2013, have found a significant existence of this factor in Pakistani community. Many Pakistani learners of English believe that by learning English they can serve their community, and the spread of English in their community could promote tolerance, could promote good image of Pakistani community throughout the world. Therefore, this factor focuses on learners' perceptions of the benefits of English for the progress and healthy reputation of their country. So, during my study, I observed many students saying that by learning English, they can promote a better image of their country to the world. So, these collective and national interests related to the learning of English language may be included in the construct of national interest. We have milieu, which involves the influence of significant others. That means family or friends which are very close to others, which matter to you in your life and your decisions about learning and other matters of life. So their influence is very important in motivating learners towards the second language. In the last, I will just mention the criterion measures, and let me share with you, we do not have any concrete measure which would tell us that one is motivated or not. In L2 motivation theory and research, how we assess one's motivation is through their motivated behavior. We may ask them simple questions or their desire to put extra effort in learning a second language. And by their answers, we could assess that they are motivated or not. And in this regard, this factor, intended learning efforts, is very important. If people are willing to put more and extra efforts in order to learn English language, they may be considered more motivated as compared to others. So all these factors and many others may help learners in learning a second language, and I believe they may be considered by the second language teachers as well, so that they know their students well.